Nigel, it's the first time I've sat down with you since our victory at Stockport. First of all, how did the squad come out of that match going into a weekend without a game? And what did you make of some of the players' performances who got a chance in it?
Yeah, it was an excellent victory. It obviously puts us into the next round, the knockout stages of the tournament. But from my point of view, we had a real good performance against Newport and a victory. And then to follow that up a couple of days later, tough game against Stockport. They put a strong side out as well. But I must say the lads that performed, who maybe have not had their opportunity to play, Christian Dennis as an example, great goal he scored. He worked so hard for the team, and you saw the talent that he had. And he probably got man of the match as well. Then we got a Sam Taylor and a Josh Hawkes. Both have been out injured since pre-season, trying to get themselves back. Josh Hawkes in particular is starting to get near the levels that we're expecting him to be at. Sam Taylor ran his socks off. So it's two real exciting wingers they get in the game. Chrissy Merry done well in the middle of the pitch, partnering with Sam Finley, which was good, because obviously Sam Finley's been out as well, so to get him a 45 minutes to back up the good 90 minutes that he played against Newport on the Saturday was really encouraging. And then we must highlight Declan Drysdale, again another player who's been out since pre-season. 45 minutes, looked assured, very good, planned 45 minutes, but he looked really good, so I was pleased with that. And you can't leave out Joe Murphy. You know, he's a role model for every young aspiring goalkeeper and professional. I watch him train every day. Every day he does the basics well to an elite level. You know, he's quality, but when you watched him, his calmness and his clarity of communication was inspiring. His quality and decision making and distribution was a joy to watch. And obviously he pulled off a couple of top draw saves when required. So it just shows that age is no barrier, and if you just look after yourself and you do the basics well to an elite level, consistently, all the time, which is hard to do, you know. Joe Murphy was a great role model for me. So the evening was good. Obviously everybody's contributed. We got a good camaraderie. It's fair to say we've had a challenging period of time, but then the way the players have responded and worked so hard against Newport to get the victory, and obviously then all together to respond and get ourselves through to the knockout stages, because we needed to win the game, and we've done it. It was a good side that was put out by Stockport. So I was really pleased, and you can see the camaraderie of the group.
How was the 3-week shape training, and have you been able to go into more detail on certain aspects tactically? Well,
we're constantly looking to evolve in what we're doing, and obviously we've utilised the time. We didn't want the Fleetwood game to be called off, it's fair to say, but we can't do anything about that. They've got international players, so the game's been called off. Similar to the Wimbledon game, we didn't want that to be called off after the promising start to the season, and having had that great victory away at Carlisle. Remember that in the sunshine up there? Is that guy come down off the stands, by the way? Do you remember that? Long time ago. That was a super day out, and we won that, and obviously then obviously on the back of that the results didn't go the way we wanted. But we've had a couple of good games, and we've utilised this period of time. Camaraderie spot on. You know, there's good spirit about the players. You want that passion and spirit, and obviously the players have trained and they've worked hard, so we made sure that the physical side of it is right. Mark Cowan, I must say, Hodgie's left and Mark Cowan has really stepped up to the mark. You know, it was he's come in and he's took the bull by the horns, if you like, to coin a phrase, and you know, the lads really like him, they really appreciate him, and he's working tirelessly, and his knowledge and his experience and his humour, right, but the quality that he's bringing is really helping the players all the time. So I'm really pleased with that. And obviously we've got Liam and Carly, but we've utilised the time as well. You know, we've got real good coaches here. When we look at Andy Parkinson and Alan Morgan, who've been here for a long time, and Neil Dans has really stepped up to the mark. You know, he's really improving all the time, and that only comes by being allowed to coach and make mistakes and do things and learn from it. And again, from Danzy's point of view, he's got great role models in Andy Parkinson and Alan Morgan are exceptional. So we make sure that everybody is utilising the time as best as we can to help get the best out of the players. So again, physical, technical, tactical, mental, social, all the things that you look at. How can you have that camaraderie of everybody coming together? How can we apply it in the short space of time that we have when the players are here, i.e. in the classroom, in the gymnasium, out on the football pitches? How can we get all the things that we need to be an elite athlete? Can we keep helping to develop the individual and obviously keep building a team in the way that we are?
The Stockport result made it 2 wins on the bounce. Do you still think we can take that momentum into this weekend's match after the gap in games?
Yeah, obviously we approach everything is win the next game. The intent is to win the next game, and obviously we have to make sure that we utilise the time as best as we can. We want to arrive fit, fresh and organised. And from our point of view, yes, we've got a lot of fixtures that are going to come up. We've already looked into the January period of time on the schedule and how we can best make that work. But obviously the intent is how can we arrive at Cheltenham to win the game.
And we now have 2 games in hand on most other teams. How important is it now to build on recent results and help us climb up the league table?
As I said, all we can do is we couldn't do anything about the 2 games that have been called off. Obviously, we've got the Wimbledon game now rearranged for Tuesday night. Unfortunately, the Fleetwood game can't get rearranged until the new year at some point. So we're always going to be behind in the league table because of the amount of games that we've haven't got. But again, I just break it all down to the intent is just go and win the next game. And then you break that down to is your next day's training. And then when you put that into just be the best you can and bring everything to be in the moment for what's required in that training session. And that's the way we're doing it.
Cheltenham sit in a similar position to us in the table. How do you assess the challenge of facing Michael Flynn's side on Friday night?
Good one. It's going to be a good game. Obviously, we're going to travel on the day. Cheltenham, Friday night, smaller pitch if you like. They're very direct in the nature of the play, very hard working, always going to be a threat on set pieces. Flinny's very good because he's quite inventive on his set pieces and he'll throw different people in. He always throw a little curveball in somewhere along the line. But we've done a lot of preparation going into the game as we always do. But expect the unexpected. That's one thing. But they're hard working, they're industrious. But likewise, we've focused a lot on what we do and how we can give ourselves the opportunity to win the game.
Finally, can you provide us with an update on any players unavailable for the Cheltenham game?
Yeah, unfortunately, Regan Henry picked up a knee injury in the last minute of the Newport game. He had such a good game as well with Sam Finley in the middle of the pitch. Such a blow because you're trying to get them to get a partnership going together. But the knee injury, hopefully it's not as serious as it first could have been. But it's fair to say he's not going to figure until the new year. And then we look at Sadio Khan. He's back on the grass now, so hopefully during the month of December we can get him back involved again. And the same with Brad Walker. Brad's picked up a little bit of a hamstring injury, trying to keep himself fit, which is a bit of a shame because obviously I think it was harshly done to getting a 3-match ban. Obviously I think he's played really well for us in the centre back positions. So it's all being well, he'll figure as well alongside Sads during December, and obviously we'll need it as well because you look at the fixtures we've got, it's a full-on schedule, it's very demanding, and we need all the players to be available for selection.